I'm not seeing anything coming. Wait. Why did that just get hurt? Oh no. Yeah, the crude oil has gone too hot. Why was I running the crude oil back through there? I'm not actually sure why I was doing that. Was it in an effort to cool the oil? It might have been. Yes, it probably was, you know. I was probably trying to cool the oil so it wouldn't leak heat out, but... Well, that's backfiring on me. Quite a lot, actually. Oh, well, I mean, the temperature that this is going to reach is never going to be so high that it's going to be an issue for me, so I guess that's fine, but, yeah. Vexing. I do need this done as a fairly high priority, though. Brackstar, thank you very much for the 9 months, mate. 9's a fine time to dine, if you don't mind the line. I don't. Thank you. Yeah, no wonder there were power problems. I don't know at what point that was a thing that happened, but oof, nasty times. Ultra nasty times. But yeah, these things have been running solidly for a long while. Pretty much the entire, well, the entire stream, more or less. And have not been able to dump their energy anywhere. So just basically wasting it all. Not my finest moment to be certain, but oh well. 'Tis a moment. And 'tis mine. 39 degrees in there. Going out of 30 degrees. We're slowly replacing this with tungsten. And we've got a little bit more now as well, so I can do that. 38. Time we get down here is 34. Time we get over there. Just dipping below 30. Okay, we're now starting to see a bit of difference. Oh, that's starting to look much nicer now. It's coming in at 38, leaving. Oh, actually, no, we're still dropping it by only about a 10 degrees. But as we get a little bit more tungsten here and there, we'll continue to add to that. There we go. These are automated, so that's fine. How's everything going over around here? It's not too bad up here, actually. We're getting there. We're getting there. Aavak, just wanted to pop in and say hello. I'm working on catching up on Oni, but I'm still back in the past, so I can't stick around. Oh, no worries, Larkin. I hope you're enjoying it, mate. How did the steam room industrial thing work? Not particularly well. When it reached a high heat... Oh, actually, no, it's just kicked in. Never mind. Tell a lie. It's doing its job, I guess. The liquid down here is warm enough that it's instantly vaporizing. Well, I mean, the steam in the system is probably warm enough. I'm sort of feeling that I want to take these out, though. And I want to add this, the whole coolant system for my my refineries into this and just have it cycle around in the system until it's so hot and then it just leaves again. I think I'd like to do that. So effectively what I've got up here, but in a bit of a nicer spot, really. Because that is a bit of a mess of cabling. I think ultimately I came to the conclusion that I needed a tank as an input point, so that the tank could build up a flow and then only allow full packets in. So with the much like the system that we were using down the bottom, so that we got the most bang for buck out of our aqua tuners. And then on the output, we'd have another tank, but then a flow control, so only half packets were allowed out. And then at each kind of location, we make sure that there's only a half packet in front of the kind of the entry-exit tank for that location. So for over here, for example, which there isn't actually much in the way of cooling going on in there, which is a bit of a problem. Oh, it's because it's going through there and instantly needing to be cooled down. Well, that would be the case, yeah. It's very roasty toasty in here. And half the time, the aqua tuners are not getting the most bang for buck there. Yeah, I need to redesign that whole area because this was... I know why that wasn't done. This was literally the last thing I was doing on the stream before we wrapped up last time. And it had been so long ago, I didn't remember. Alright. Well, that works, I suppose. Well, that isn't too bad, all things said and done. I'm going to increase this to... let's take this all the way up to 160. Can't believe we wasted pretty much an entire cycle of that stuff. Ah, so annoying. But with all of that copper and all of that diamond... Once we've set up the copper volcano, I'm going to start putting down copper temp shift plates everywhere. Can I make copper temp shift plates? Can I make them out of copper? I can indeed, it seems. I see no reason not to have copper temp shift plates everywhere if we're tapping a copper volcano. None at all. I see no downside. Tell me, chat, if there is a downside, because I don't see it right now, and I'm at an incredibly high chance of just doing something dumb otherwise. G'day, Wolfsker. Oh, it was several streams ago. Yeah, no, absolutely. Absolutely, several streams ago. Hey, Wonderbot, how you doing, mate? Welcome, Raiders. You caught me at a bad moment. Yeah, raiding and running. Take care, Wonderbot. Gotta go get groceries. Funnily enough, Bilal was having some issues with groceries as well. But take care, man. Thank you very much for the raid. But, Raiders. So, first and foremost, thank you very much for dropping by. I hope you enjoy your stay. Secondly, this is Oxygen Not Included. For those who are unfamiliar, it's sort of a colony management game, but a very, very high focus on... It's not so much scientific accuracy, but it is a high simulation fidelity. Let's put it that way, because there's a lot of things you can do in Oxygen Not Included that are not scientifically accurate in the slightest. Like, certain of the fundamental laws of our universe have just been thrown under the bus in favor of just making a fun simulation. But it is a very high fidelity of the simulation. So you're dealing with heat mechanics, moving liquids around, gases, things like that. But you've joined me at a moment where I realize I've been making an enormous tool of myself, basically. And yeah, I've been struggling with power problems for so long because I had a bank of power generators. I was reasonably happy with my little industrial and power setup. And whilst they are now connected up to my grid, for pretty much the first 4 hours of the stream, They were connected up to nothing. So these generators were happily running, doing their job, pumping all of this natural gas into beautiful, beautiful power, and just, I don't know, just basically peeing in an ocean for all intents and purposes, because they are actually producing polluted water. But that was really the only effect. Just more pee water for me to deal with, and no delicious, delicious energy. Yeah. There's some days when you just kind of wish that a different person than you had woken up from bed and had gone on to do wonderful things. Things that would have wowed and changed the world. But instead, you woke up and life just had to kind of suck it up really and just deal. Alas. Right, let's get all these ladders pulled down. I'm currently over here redesigning a system to take moon rocks, very, very hot moon rocks, and turn them into delicious, delicious steam power. And also cool those moon rocks whilst doing it. And then, once the moon rocks are too cool to be useful in the steam room, they get shunted down into another room, which is probably going to be mostly made of diamond and copper, where they will be cooled even further, and then dumped into the base. Uh-oh, made a mess. That is a bad, bad sign. Why have you made a mess, Plains? What's wrong? Can you not get home? Is there a problem with the toilets? Yes, there is a big problem with the toilets. What is the problem with the... Oh, it's full of pee water. Right, okay, yeah, sure. No, I get you. There are some days where things just don't go your way. Okay, so this is what's going to happen in the near to immediate future. A lot of my duplicants are going to have accidents in their suits. And I'm going to have to mop it up from the base. A lot. On the plus side, it's not because anyone is suffocating because they've dug themselves into a death pit and can't get out, and I'm not going to be able to get them out in time, and they are going to die, and then I'm going to have to make a grave, and then Belial is going to make me feel guilty for it. That is the good news. But yeah, the bad news is a lot of them are going to wet themselves. And then when they come back in and they take their suit off, which is now full of their wee, it's going to go everywhere. And then people are going to be walking around in it. It doesn't bother them when they're in a spacesuit, when they're in an EVA suit. Oh, well, it's actually not an EVA suit. It's just an Atmos suit. But because they take it off at the end of the day, and when they're walking around in their nice home, they're fine. Because all of that gunk was on the suit. But when the wee is on the inside of the suit, that's gross. But the worst part is when they take the suit off, it splashes everywhere, and now everyone else who is now taken off their suit is now walking in the wee, and they're not happy about that either. I feel that I have done a grave disservice to my dupes today. They are not happy. Let's get all of that out of there. A wee walk. Yes, it was a wee walk. That is true. Yeah, mesh tiles under the dock with a plastic pump is a fantastic suggestion, Reality Veil. I don't really have the room for it though, but it is a really, really solid suggestion. It's a genuinely good suggestion for that particular scenario. Now, oh, see, the other problem was, while that was happening, I couldn't actually get rid of the CO2 in the base. Because my carbon scrubbers couldn't dump out their polluted water, and as a direct result, yeah, that was bad times. Super bad times. On the plus side, though, we are actually cooling things down passively, which is nice. That's at least got to count to something. We've moved away from powered cooling. We are now making use of the fact that the core of our asteroid is a giant ice block. And we are leaching a lot of that cooling up. It's coming in at 40-ish degrees, and it is leaving at 30-ish degrees. So, yeah, still about 10 degrees difference. I would like it to be better, but... we can see what we can do. Oh, wow, we are really rising this temperature, aren't we? Maybe I need to branch it off a bit more aggressively. I'm thinking I might do. See, actually, wait. Problem is, if I'm digging out this this ice, I'm losing some of the value of it. Because whenever you use your mining gun, the dug material, you get less of it back. So let's just continue building this out as tungsten, so that we've got much better heat transfer. But I am thinking that maybe we need to start running little exploratory lines around. Maybe something like this. And the same over here. And when the time comes, we'll just break these pipes, connect them up, and then we can get a little bit more cooling out of it. Aavak, fill the ice hole with liquid. No. The liquid would be chill, but if I put too much water in here, that's just going to encourage the ice around it to... I mean, ultimately, there's a finite amount of heat energy, or lack thereof. Because realistically, coldness is simply the absence of heat. It is not a thing itself. It makes useful shorthand to think of coldness and heat as two things that can be moved around. But really, it's just heat being moved around, or energy specifically. If I bring in liquid, that liquid is warm. That liquid is not ice, so I'm introducing more heat energy into the system. I'm not making it easier for that heat energy to move around. Well, actually, sort of, kind of, because right now it's carbon dioxide. There's a very, very thin atmosphere here. What I might be better off doing is adding in some, honestly, metal plates over the top of these, so that they're connected to the tiles and they're pulling that in. Actually, might not be a bad idea. Either that or hydrogen, because right now the transfer medium is kind of rubbish. But down here, well, we used to have liquid CO2 down here, which was kind of funny, but oh well. All right, let's go with copper then. This is probably going to break my pipes. I'm not going to lie. I have high expectations of pipe breakage occurring in the extremely near future. Now this should connect everything up. That is not the correct direction, but okay. Not really sure why you're going that way. Oh, it's because I haven't done this part. Yeah, my bad. I should probably... Yeah, let me bump that up in slight priority there. Oh. Yeah. Yeah, no, it has immediately started breaking tiles, unfortunately. Can't tell what's broken. It is the tungsten pipe, yeah. I think part of that, though, is simply that I had a lot of... Well, the liquid is basically just sat in the pipes right now. Never a good thing. Which is why I was trying to get it done so quickly. I thought these had already been finished. It was my bad. We'll see if it continues to break the pipes once the liquid is actually capable of movement. But while the pipes are, the liquid is just sat in the pipes, it is slowly breaking. Let's have a watch of this now. Some of this liquid is going to be crazy cold. It's not quite what we want. We don't want it to get close to -20, unfortunately, but it's coming in at 40, and we'll see how that handles. It's looking like it's about 11 degrees. Up here, it's okay. The metal tile are helping with the heat transfer a little bit too aggressively. Right, so I'm going to say if it's above... $50, well, actually, no, I do need this to be reasonable, but if it's above 20, it's allowed in, otherwise not. I want to see what the system is like when it's actually properly running. It's coming in at 40, leaving at extremely cold. Alright, cancel these then. We do not need that aggressive use of tungsten anymore. Okay, actually, let's do this. We'll see how this does. We're now being too aggressive with our cooling. Still, polluted water can go as low as -20. As long as it doesn't get stuck in the pipes, then it should be fine, but... Wait, stop, the plan worked too well! Yeah, no, exactly. I should have realized that initially we had so much atmosphere that it wasn't so bad, but the moment we introduced the metal tiles, this became nasty. Because the metal tiles are soaking up the chill. The metal tiles are transferring the chill the heat very, very efficiently out to the atmosphere around it, but also to the ice tiles that they're next to. Again, it's sometimes so hard not to go to the shorthand of saying, oh yeah, it's moving the cold around, but it's not. It's moving the heat around. Right, there we go. That's about as accurate as we're going to get it. It's coming in at 38 degrees. It is leaving at -2 degrees. I think we can accept this. That is extremely efficient. We now look at the heat display. We're going to see that this is going to start cooling around down the base a little bit too well, I should imagine. I imagine there's going to be an incredible amount of cooling going on. So it's entering the base at 22 degrees, and it is leaving at probably going to be well over 35. I'm going to say around 35. Let's have a look. Yeah, about 35. However, you know what? With all of that tungsten there that we now have access to, let's go ahead and drop a bit in the base, shall we? I think so. I'm going to prioritize the air vents, just because I can. For no particular reason other than that. I don't think it... Oh! We've run out of tungsten, so cancel that one. That should allow a decent amount of heat transfer inside the base. Still not ready for anyone else, but we're actually getting very close to that point. We will probably soon start taking people on. And we're doing okay in here. It's kicking this on only when it's at 160, and that's going to give us a lot of time out of these because they are tuned up. So these things produce a lot of extra power. I'm going to take this all the way up to 175. Oh, if only I had been using this properly. When there was still lots of this gas around, but no. Dormancy is 0.7 seconds. Say goodbye to the brief window where we had power, peeps. Say goodbye to it. It was a wonderful time. It was a happy time. It was a time like no other. A time where we had forgotten the shape and face of want. The colour and taste of it. We knew only plenty. But all too swiftly, those happy days came to an end. We woke up in 2020. Right. Let's go ahead and dig all of this away. Soon we're gonna get rid of a lot of junk there. This one should be shut down. Good. Let's copy it. I want one down here. The Dapper Drink is actually starting to catch up with the Demon's Brew. The Demon's Brew is only 4 points ahead. And we're coming up to that point where I'm going to be going on a tea break. Belial. Aavak, I don't know how much preamble there was. I'm not sure the timing you want, but it's been 4.5 hours since the start. Unknown when the last tea break was. Well, as it happens, Belial, we're going every 2 hours for Oni. I'm still running an ad when I take a tea break, and that's the primary reason why I want to do it really regularly. Just because I don't want mid-rolls. But they're not as critical as they were with Horizon Zero Dawn. In Horizon Zero Dawn, if a mid-roll happened at a particularly bad time, people might legitimately miss out on some incredibly story-critical cutscene or bit of exposition. And then that's it. They're going to have to wait until the end of the stream to actually get what was going on with the story there. Here, that's not as big of a concern. It still would be annoying, and so I would rather choose the devil I know than the devil I don't, and control the situation a bit more. But we'll see how that goes. We've got tiny amounts of polluted water coming in. Oh no, the polluted water has actually caught up now. Well. That is not great. This, by the way, chat, is what happens when you've got less than a full packet. If it's less than 1 kilo, it doesn't turn to ice. Well, it doesn't break the pipe, but it is ice. If this tried to leave through a liquid vent or anything like that, it is ice. It would just go plunk, ice. Much sadness. Super sadness. As a direct result of this, I'm going to break this system when I come back. I'm going to break the system when I come back, and I'm going to implement the system to ensure that it is always a full packet. I think that's probably the wisest thing to do. I definitely feel that would be the wisest thing to do. It's a fairly simple system to implement, so it won't be an issue for me. I'll just need to run this across, and delete this, and have that come down. Yeah, it'll be pretty easy, but it's going to be something that we'll do when we come back, I think. Break more of your cooling loop. It's fine now. It's fine. No, I don't want to break it. No, it's working. It took me so long. 1 minute. 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 1 But on the plus side, you know, this is now working, I would say, probably reasonably well. It's getting so much temperature moving through this area. Because there's so little of it to hold that energy. It swishes and swooshes very happily around. But yeah, this is doing reasonably well now. It's coming in at 16 degrees. It is leaving at 22. Let's have a look at the temperature. Oh, look at that. Look at that. The base is becoming extremely chill. Happiest days. Is it too cold down here for you? One might imagine that it would be. Eventually, that might be a problem. One will fix in time, but not right now. Right, okay. We need to find someone, and we need to go down to a low speed. Also, I'm going to drop a save, just so that this doesn't cause any great shenanigans. Though, understand, if someone dies while I'm away, well, they were the one that chose that path for themselves. Let's find someone to follow. Snowfoot, you're always kind of busy. Let's go follow you. Follow Cam. Choop, choop. Okay, we're going to be going on a tea break, peeps. And it looks like the Demon's Brew has won. So it's going to be a slightly longer tea break than usual, because it takes me a little bit longer to make coffee than it does to make tea. Right, so we're going to set the timer to 7.5 minutes. We shall rendezvous back here in 7.5 minutes, folks. Take time to stretch your legs, maybe grab a snack, maybe go pet one of your pets.